Welcome to the Sabbath Truth, a show where we break down the political truths that do not make sense in our country. A show that damages our ignorance about parallels in history and our own reality. A show that borrows from historical mysteries to explain our own trajectory as a country. And we call it the Sabbath Truth because on Sabbath we must bear our hearts out. We must ask why the Son of Elohim was crucified between two thieves.
Important question to ask.
What was the significance of this? And if Jesus was black, what is the Sabbath truth about our history as Africans?
Good question.
In this show, we will tackle the hard questions about history and politics. But we will only do it during Sabbath because this is a moment of grace. Welcome to the show, and I am DK.
I am AX.
And I am GK.
So allow me to kick things off.
Sure.
Kenya is a nation of pessimists and haters of country.
Facts.
And that is the Sabbath truth.
Dump it there.
Their acidic pessimism is what bullied Uhuru Kenyatta out of social media, never to return.
Yeah.
This pessimism is now beginning to brood against William RUTO. The nation is sharpening its tools to bully their president. But the good news is that RUTO doesn't care. Yet.
Doesn't.
The hearts of some people are wishing him ill. Some are even predicting the coming economic disasters that will bring him to his knees. Others have prophesied of the simmering uprising from the hustler nation, a nation disappointed by his failure to deliver on simple hustler promises like unga. The bad news for these pessimists is that all the calamities you are wishing on RUTO will not happen. Read my lips.
Really?
And if they do, the man will fix them. And that is the Sabbath truth, whether you like him or not. Now, I will give you a story to describe the pain that has caused the return of the pessimists. Once upon a time, a son and his father were walking on the mountains. Suddenly, the son fell, hurt himself, and screamed, "Ah!" To his surprise, he heard the voice repeat itself from the mountains. "Ah!" Curious, he yelled back, "Who are you?" It answered back, "Who are you?" At this point, he screamed at the mountain, "I admire you." The voice answered back, "I admire you." Angered by the response, he screamed back, "Coward!" He received the answer, "Coward!" Now he got confused and turned to his father and asked, "What is going on?" The father smiled. Then he shouted, "You are a winner!" And the mountain shouted back, "You are a winner!" Then the father explained, people call this an echo, but in reality, this is life. It gives you back everything you say and do.
Come on.
Life is an echo. If the pessimistic nation shouts that RUTO will fail, destiny will echo this back and say that RUTO will fail. But it will also say that the people will be the ones to suffer. But if country shouts that we can fix it, the universe will send back an echo saying, we can fix it. This is called manifestation. A positive nation will echo back a positive future. Even the Son of Elohim taught us that thoughts become things. Whatever a man thinketh, he attracts. And this is because energy goes where attention moves. If our pessimistic attention moves to the coming disaster on the RUTO administration, the laws of attraction will visit us all with a disaster. It is called the echo of life.
Okay. Wow. We want to begin by congratulating those appointed to cabinet this week.
Hongera.
Although most of you have been accused of corruption at some point, take heart in this Indian saying that goes, if you go to the forest, all the crooked trees are standing, but all the straight trees have been cut to the ground. Congratulations for remaining upstanding. Even the Son of Elohim kept the company of thieves, prostitutes, and tax collectors. If Jesus was alive today, you would spot him at Sabina Joy and the house of sinners.
Amen.
Given a chance, even those casting the first stone at this cabinet would partake of corruption.
Yes, I get it.
And that is the Sabbath truth. For choosing such a cabinet of sinners, we also congratulate RUTO's boldness. And we do so because RUTO is scary. Very scary. These ministers are afraid of him. And this is how he will tame their appetites. But we also laud RUTO for recognizing that corruption is not a darling monster. Uhuru believed in this big fat lie and fired 5 ministers all at a go. He then ran the Kamata Kamata Fridays, arresting ministers, including Gachagua. This approach fell flat on the face. And almost all the people he arrested are now free and are now in government.
Good point.
If corruption is not a monster, then what is it? What is the Sabbath truth around it? Our unpopular position at the Fort Hall School of Government is that corruption is a shy institution. It never looks you in the eye. In fact, corruption has no fist and no will. Corruption does not fight back. It corrupts back.
Amen.
It seduces with glances and suggestions. It sends a wink that makes the knees weak. It is conniving and deceptive. But in all this, it is also gentle in its methods. In fact, corruption is a generous institution. To survive, it shares its spoils with danger. Anyone posing a threat to the institution is invited to partake of its spoils. If you send the Kamata Kamata squad, corruption will be generous to them. And after 30 years in politics, RUTO understands this very well. Instead of arresting ministers, he has scared them from the word go. Whether this will work or not, we have no idea. But there is a hint we can get from Arap Moi. Now, one Moi minister was known to write "not approved" on all tender documents, but he left a clear distance between the word "not" and "approved." Once he ate corruption, he added an E after the word "not" and a full colon. Then the tender document would read, "Note approved."
Very clever.
Very, very clever. Although RUTO has taken a different approach to corruption, no one knows if his ministers will outsmart him. Only time will tell.
Yes.
And I agree with AX's rebuke to the pessimist nation. And I agree with the laws of attraction. That whatever we think and desire, we attract, and Elohim the Almighty is able to manifest it. Life is indeed an echo. If we believe as a country that we can fix our problems, the universe will echo this back and manifest a solution. However, I have a problem with GK's take on corruption. And I agree that as a shy institution, corruption does not fight back. It corrupts back.
Fact.
By my hitch with GK is his assertion that RUTO has decided to fight corruption by scaring his ministers. This sounds to me a little far-fetched. I am beginning to think that RUTO has no plan. He is making up a plan as he goes along. We go going. And I give it to him. This spontaneous path is also known as okay, or we can say it's okay. What RUTO wanted was the president seats. Then he will figure out what to do with it once he has it. And nothing demonstrates this better than the story of the Sultan who condemned 2 prisoners to death. One of the prisoners was a genius. To wriggle out of his sentence, he promised to teach the Sultan's horse how to fly. But he would only do it if the Sultan suspended his death sentence for 1 year. The same 1 year RUTO as for us at Kibera. And because the Sultan loved his horses, he granted the wishes of the condemned man. But the other prisoner was confused.
Naturally.
He asked his fellow prisoner this, you know, horses do not fly. Why deceive the Sultan? Then the clever prisoner replied, I have actually given myself 4 chances for freedom. 1, the Sultan might die during the year. Then, see, I will be free.
Yes.
2, I may die. And even in death, I will be free. 3, the horse might die. Then, see, I will also be
Free. Yep.
And then 4, who knows? I might just teach the horse how to fly. I took my chances without a plan. And I have 1 year to figure out which option will work out. Now, like the clever prisoner, maybe RUTO has no plan, but his chances will buy him time. And this is why the pessimists should give him a chance. Who knows? Maybe he will teach the horse how to fly.
Maybe.
This might sound ridiculous, I don't know. But if the law of attraction manifests the thing we desire, RUTO will find a path with or without the pessimists.
And that is your Sabbath truth.